What's going on there, YouTube, and welcome back to another comic book video. This is the channel where we sit down and cover different comic book stories from different comic book companies. Today, we're going to jump back over to Marvel Comics, and we're going to cover another Shadowland tie-in to continue our coverage over the Shadowland event. This time, we're going to pick up with Shadowland Power Man number 1 and number 2. Now, this is a new Power Man. There is a new Power Man in Marvel Comics. The question is, who is this new Power Man? And why is this new Power Man taking away the mantle from Luke Cage, who originally had the name Power Man? Well, we're going to learn a tad bit about Power Man in the first 2 issues of this series. So I do hope you enjoy today's video. And if you do, please hit that like button down below and subscribe. But here we go. So in the opening of this book, we pick up with a flashback and we see a battle between Daredevil and Bullseye. With their battle, a building got blown up, and of course some people were killed or injured. But after their battle was done, we see that someone was still alive. This person is glowing though, letting us know that somehow he was able to receive powers, or maybe he had powers, they just finally activated after the battle. We then jump into the present day, where we pick up with a character who used to be a Luke Cage villain, still kind of is, but these days nobody really cares for him. That person is Cottonmouth. He doesn't really have any powers, he just has sharp gold teeth, and that is it. He is also a pimp. But with him being a pimp in Hell's Kitchen, that is now known as Shadowland. Well, of course, the Hand comes in to stop him because this is Daredevil's territory and they are doing illegal crime in this area. So the Hand is here to stop him and make him leave the area. We then get introduced to the new Power Man in Hell's Kitchen, taking the mantle away from Luke Cage. For the ones out there who don't know, when Luke Cage first appeared in Marvel Comics, he went by the name Power Man, but later on just went by the name Luke Cage. This new Power Man is Victor Alvarez, and we can see here that he has a different kind of powers than Luke Cage. Yes, he does have super strength, but as we go through this book, we are going to learn more about his powers. His powers are actually very interesting on how they work. He is able to move fast, able to shoot sonic waves to make people move away from him. At the end of this fight, he smashes Cottonmouth's new teeth, saves some people, and Power Man leaves. Now, this begins the process of us getting an idea that Victor's powers work in a strange way because of the new members of the Hand that are there now. One of them realized he used a move that only a few should know. We do get an idea that Victor is kind of like Luke Cage. What I mean is that we see him being a hero for hire, that people hire Victor to do superhero stuff. But there is a good reason why he is doing this for. As soon as he collects his money, he changes back into his regular day clothes, except he dresses as a pizza boy. So we know that he has a job, but it is not paying enough clearly. We get the idea that Victor and his mother had to move in with his uncle and his kids. We don't get the chance to learn all of his cousins' name, but for one, that one person is Sophia. Except with all of them living in one small apartment, of course, no one has their own space, and tension is high, except Victor's mother wants to know where he is getting the money from, because she knows that he quit his pizza man job 3 weeks ago. She is trying to make sure that her son is not going to end up like his father. Now, we don't get the chance to learn who his father is, but we know that his father is dead. Of course, him and his mother argue, and it ends up with Victor getting grounded. We then pick up with Iron Fist at one of his Kung Fu schools, and he is letting Shang-Chi, the master of Kung Fu, teach one of his classes. Now, We can tell that this takes place before Shadowland number 2 and 3 because they are talking about going to meet with Daredevil since he had stabbed Bullseye in Shadowland number 1. Of course, we know that they are going to go to help their friend, except then they sense that 3 ninjas from the Hand are in their school getting ready to attack them. We know why, since the new Power Man used a move that only a select few should know how to do. Except they come to tell Iron Fist that someone is going around and using the name Power Man. They also tell Iron Fist that it has to be one of his students since the new Power Man did this signature move on them earlier. They give Iron Fist a photo to show him the new Power Man, but Iron Fist tells them he has no idea who that is. We see that Iron Fist, of course, calls up his close friend Luke Cage to tell Luke that someone is going around using his own name, Power Man. At this exact moment, Luke Cage was asking Spider-Man to join them so they can talk to Daredevil about how Daredevil is turning evil. But this Iron Fist is telling Luke Cage someone is out there using his old name. We then see that Victor got an email for another job, so he still wants to be a superhero, except of course a hero for hire. So he takes the job and decides to meet up with this person who put the job out there. So he goes to meet up with this person, and this person gives him the job details, and I'm telling you now, the job details do not matter at all, because once Victor goes to the job location, of course he is confronted by Luke Cage and Iron Fist. Now, for Iron Fist, he wants to know how Victor knows how to use the Kung Lung Kung Fu move. Luke Cage wants Victor to stop being a hero, except before they are able to talk, well, that is when you have Victor punch Luke Cage in the face and says it was for his father, letting us know that Luke Cage did something to Victor's father, except Victor's father is dead. We then jump into the second chapter of the book. We see Victor talking to his father. Of course, we know this is a flashback since Victor's dad is dead, but this is moments before Victor's father was killed. We learn that Victor's father was planning on leaving Victor and Victor's mother behind. To Victor, he begins to hate his dad because when it comes to fighting for strangers, Victor's dad will put all of the effort into those kinds of things, but for the family, it seems that Victor's dad doesn't care. Then we see some explosion happen. Back in the present day, we see that Victor's mother is waking up and wanting to apologize for their argument earlier, except he is not there, which makes his mother upset because she knows her son has snuck out. Getting back to Luke Cage and Iron Fist fighting against Power Man, we see that this fight is getting intense, except we learn another reason why Victor doesn't like Luke Cage for. To him, Luke Cage was a street hero for a period of time, but as soon as he got the offer to be an Avenger, he betrayed his people to live the cushy life, and he married a Caucasian woman. While the 3 of them are fighting, someone sees them fighting, and this person has connections to Cottonmouth, the pimp that Power Man had beat up last time. We don't get the chance to learn who this person is, but he calls up some lady. This lady begins the process to send out a hit for the death of Victor. Seems like this is the boss of Cottonmouth, and with Victor messing up her plans, she is sending a bunch of mercenaries out there to kill him. Getting back to Iron Fist and Luke Cage fighting against Victor, well, this is when we see Victor express his hatred towards Luke Cage, that Luke Cage failed to be the street hero because he is running off to fight on Mars with the Avengers. Now Iron Fist brings up the fact that Victor is only being a hero for money, but to Victor, he is doing this to show that he is not going to go anywhere for his neighborhood. Now, when Luke Cage goes to punch Victor, and so does Iron Fist, somehow Victor is able to absorb the chi energy from Iron Fist, the energy Iron Fist used to do his signature move. Except, we have to remember whoever that lady was on the phone earlier who called in all of the villains that are basically mercenaries, well, the mercenaries do show up and now Victor has to fight against them. Luke Cage and Iron Fist do jump in to help Victor fight against them, but honestly, this fight is not even important. What is important is what happens after the fight. You have Victor tell Luke Cage that he is sorry about saying horrible things about Luke Cage's wife, but he tells Luke Cage that he is wearing the mask to make things right in his neighborhood. This is the moment you have Luke Cage get a good look at Victor and has this flashback of him with 3 other dudes. These are some old friends of Luke Cage, and Luke Cage knows who Victor's father is, so Luke Cage lets Victor leave, which makes Iron Fist angry, except Luke Cage reminds Iron Fist that they need to go stop Daredevil. So that leads us into Shadowland number 3. Well, the couple pages from that book, where the heroes went to Daredevil to talk to him about him turning evil. Of course, the conversation did not go as planned thanks to Ghost Rider. So they got into a big battle, but Daredevil is in the middle of the battle and says his no killing ban is lifted, meaning that the Hand can kill now in Hell's Kitchen. So the ninjas who fought against Power Man earlier wants to kill him for using a move that is so sacred. Getting back to Victor, we see him go home, but was unable to walk inside because of how badly injured he was. Sophia, his cousin, finds him, and this is the moment she learns that Victor is the new Power Man in their area, which of course she helps her cousin upstairs and wants to learn more about his powers, except Victor can only tell us that he got his powers after surviving the explosion. So the explosion we saw in the beginning of this video and someone popping out, that was Victor. But Victor's dad died in that explosion. Now Victor's mother does walk in the bathroom to see her son, but luckily he is out of his Power Man outfit. Sophia lies to her aunt saying that Victor was beat up by some rival gang. We then learn who was that mysterious lady on the phone earlier who's in charge. As a way to lead us into a cliffhanger, her name is Deadly Nightshade, and this character is complicated, and I might explain her origin in the next video. Either way, she says that Victor, being the new Power Man, has something that someone else has stolen from her, and she wants it back. And this is where we are going to end today's video. So please hit that like button down below and also subscribe to the channel for more content to come in the near future. Also, any suggestions on books I should read, well, please let me know in the comments below, because you never know, your suggestion could be a future video down the road. But I do hope you enjoyed today's video.